Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Coming in, sitting down, because today we're talking about fake babies, aka reborn dolls. For many people, playing with dolls and action figures was a normal part of their childhood, with some holding onto their childhood toys out of nostalgia for the past. Other people simply enjoy collecting dolls as a hobby, but the internet has allowed for a weird community of realistic doll enthusiasts to grow and thrive. Realistic dolls have been popular for some time, but these people take them to an extreme. Not only that, but these dolls have also led to criminal investigations and caused families to fall apart. What is it about these dolls that draws people to them? And how is it that the community keeps growing? To answer that, we'll have to go back about 30 years to the very beginning. The concept of reborn dolls began in the 1990s, when doll makers in the United States began to make hyper-realistic dolls by using techniques like repainting, adding new hair, and inserting weights to make them feel like a real baby. And it wasn't until 2002 that the term reborn doll was coined, as they were made from old vinyl dolls, repainted and resculpted to allow for more realistic looking features. What was once a little fake baby, now real baby. Love you.
Oh boy, do they look real.
Haunting. They're haunting. It's uncanny is what it is. It's very weird seeing something that is supposed to be, you know, even babies just do like a little whatever like that. But seeing it just completely stiff, you're like, looks like a dead corpse kind of. That's where it kind of gets me a little bit. I'm like,
Some of them kind of paint them a bit blue.
They do paint them as if they were pulled from a river. There's like a little bit of bloat to them where you're like, The people who create these dolls are called reborners, and the act of creating a doll is referred to as reborning. And over the years, reborners perfected the art of making these dolls, which continue to capture people's attention. At the same time people were making dolls, the internet was evolving as well. 2002 was also when the first reborn doll was added to eBay, allowing this even broader market to grow. And this led to the use of new materials such as silicone and the production of specialized parts to meet a new level of demand, a new level of realism, to make it as real as possible. Baby.
Reborn. Fusion Reborn, Dragon Ball Z.
Do the dance, do the dance. Editor, have two dead babies do a Fusion Reborn dance, and then they come back as a bigger dead baby. The dolls made in the early 2000s are now sought after collection pieces, with some going for upwards of $2,000. And as the 2000s have progressed, the community has only grown larger and more diverse. So let's dive in and take a look at the reborner community. With the growing market, reborners began creating online stores where they would make and sell their own reborn dolls. These virtual storefronts had fully built nurseries where they displayed their dolls for people to buy online, as if you were in a nursery, you know, like looking at babies. You know, the classic thing of looking through and there's a sea of babies in like plastic troughs or whatever, and they're like, that one's mine, look at him over there, and he's just like. Eventually, in-person reborn stores began to slowly pop up, where you could walk in and choose a baby right off the street, and each reborn doll is displayed inside a crib, allowing you to browse the babies, pick them up, and purchase clothes for them. A popular online nursery, Dreamshire, allows an in-person nursery experience for $50 in addition to price of the baby. The room is set up like a hospital nursery with babies lined up in a row, and customers are expected to bathe the baby before taking it home.
That feels a bit.
Why? Clean it. What are you gonna do too if you're like, no, a guard's by the door?
Pull gun.
You wanna leave here alive? Hole. In Pennsylvania, Dolls by Sandy offers a Build-A-Bear-like experience. As they have more than just complete dolls, they also provide all the necessary parts to construct one. They have everything from eyeballs to hair to arms to even ebooks that teach you how to assemble and paint your own reborn dolls properly, which is kind of sick. I'd make him like a diverse king. Black arm, white arm, Mexican leg.
I thought you were going to say like make him a cyborg.
Yeah, exactly. He has a laser eye and one eye's just completely black, and he has one angel wing and one devil wing.
He's got Cloud Sword.
This baby sounds cool as fuck, doesn't he? You know what they do too? They'd be like, his name, Zach. At a store in Grain Valley, Missouri called Heavenly Touch Reborn Nursery, you can walk into a gallery of dolls on shelves and behind display cases, and this store promotes itself by hosting raffles where customers can win free dolls. It also features a giant baby crib parade float, complete with a person dressed as an oversized baby who tosses candy into the crowd, which I think is fun. Giant baby. I'm your nightmare. From outside the community, a lot of people are confused as to why so many people mostly women, are interested in buying realistic silicone babies. According to people in the reborn doll community, they use these dolls in what is referred to as reborn doll therapy. This kind of therapy is sometimes prescribed to women who can't have children on their own. Still, it has a long list of claims, including being able to help with Alzheimer's patients, dementia, PTSD, anxiety, and depression. These dolls do have proven benefits for those who have recently lost babies and can be used as a tool to role play to help the parents in their grieving process. However, grieving parents are not the only people to engage in role playing with these dolls.
Today's episode sponsored by Gamer Subs! We have our own flavor, raw meat! Don't drink raw meat right now! Do you like summer in a glass? Then drink raw meat! Gamer Subs, zero sugar, right? Nice caffeine. Or if you don't like caffeine, they have caffeine-free options! Raw meat! Go get raw meat! Use promo code PAPAMeat and checkout. I swear to God, you're gonna get it, you're gonna love it. Please go buy this. If everyone just got one, right, it would end world hunger. That's a fact. If everyone got one right now, if you're watching this fucking video and you go get it, world hunger's done! Ring-a-ding-ding-ding! Go drink it! Raw meat! Raw meat! That's my flavor. Raw meat! Go drink it. Thank you so much, GamerSubs, for sponsoring this video. Go fucking get this. Not even joking.
Many people buy these dolls and treat them like real babies, dressing them out, taking them out in public, and even building nurseries for their dolls in their homes. Many reborners recognize that these dolls are not their real kids, but that still doesn't stop them from treating it like it's a real baby. They know it's not real, but they treat it like it's a real baby. I'll be honest though, that pissed me off if I was a kid. If I was one of like the real kids, whatever, and my mom's just like, oh, I'm feeding the baby, I'd be like, what the f***? What? Hello?
Do you gaslight your child? Be like, this is your baby brother.
Yeah, if you're a psychopath, sleepy, you gotta. That would scare me, actually. You're gonna wake him. I'm like, he's not real, Mom.
Your voice. He's going to wake you up.
That would freak me the fuck out, dude.
Would you pick the baby up to shake it?
If you did that, though, the person would be like, no! Push you out of the way. She says, that would fuck me up, dude. That would freak me out, man. In an interview with one woman, she explained why she loved the doll so much, stating, quote, "It feels like I have a real baby. I take them out to the park, and if I'm walking the dog, and maybe put it in the stroller, or put it in its sling, or hold it in a blanket, and people do think it's real."
That seems malicious.
What are you getting off by like trying to trick people? There's one thing with people collecting them, the same way that you would collect Beanie Babies or something else, which I think is normal. You can have like a realistic baby, the same way that like I get horror movie props or you get whatever, something that's realistic. If it has the weight of it, you're like, oh, it's just kind of cool. You're perfectly mimicking something. It's very impressive. But there's something weird to me about someone who's just like holding it in public and stuff, and they're like, oh, your baby's cute, and they're like, thank you, because you definitely know they're not like, oh, it's a doll.
You want people to know you're doing this.
Well, yeah, it's like somebody wants, oh, it's a cute baby. Thank you.
It's the same way like pup play, where you go out and dress like as a dog.
They love the attention. It's peacocking a little bit, isn't it?
They want people to know, like, this is what I do.
Yeah, look at me. Look at my baby. He's real. He's not. But you'll never know. But it doesn't stop there. A growing number of reborners are no longer content with dolls just looking realistic. They want the dolls to act like real babies too. Some reborn shops have started producing breathing machines, animatronic skeletons, and heartbeat makers so your baby can look as realistic as possible.
That's like a mad scientist being like, how far can I go?
Well, at the same time, it's just like, I'm God. Does it? Is it not? Also, what do you get out of like walking in a room and like you're like walking the room and the baby's just like they're like this? You want the biddy? The baby want the biddy? You get the biddy if you say please. The breathing machines and heartbeat maker machines are flesh-colored cubes with ribs on the outside that are placed inside the baby's chest. And these kits come with a remote that can make the baby emote, including pooping, screaming, crying, and laughing. We've seen babies cry, do the whole, because like little dolls that we've seen in the past, little girls get dolls, whatever. It's the breathing that gets me. Can you imagine seeing a room stacked with those?
And they're all breathing, slowly moving.
Welcome to the nursery.
You know what I would do? I would have a room of all these baby dolls and have one real baby.
You have 3 minutes to find him. In 3 minutes, the door will seal shut and a poisonous gas will be emitted. Good luck. I once again think about the kid walking in. This is mommy's nursery. Do you want to see it? Okay. She like opens the door and you're just like looking up at your mom. I stay at grandma's for a couple days. This is what it feels like. Don't go in mommy's nursery. Your brothers are sleeping. You go in there, there's like 150 babies. I'm picturing this mom with like wiry hair, wearing like a bathrobe, and she's just like, you can't go to school today. You have to watch your brothers and sisters. And he's just like, they're asking about me at school. These animatronic skeletons look like something straight out of a Five Nights at Freddy's as they stiffly move back and forth, and some even have a voice box inside to make it cry and scream. These lifelike features enable numerous channels to take this realistic approach even further through the elaborate role-playing and nursery videos, like the video titled Reborn Babies Laura and Landon Go to the Park Reborn skit. A woman role plays taking out her two children to the park, and in the video, she dresses them up, helps them down the slide, and voice acts in characters for the babies.
Do you want to help feed Landon? I think he's hungry.
No, he's not. There's one thing in here climbing.
I know you're climbing, but come on, that's not on our course.
No, Mommy.
This video has gained almost 90 million views, and many of the creators' other videos have reached like over 25 million views per video. And another popular roleplay video is showing off your morning routine with your baby. These typically involve waking the baby, dressing it, and feeding it. And on another channel, a woman shows off her new Reborn doll nursery. She decorated it to look like a real baby's room with a crib, toys, and more. Her Reborn dolls are placed in beds and a small tent in the corner, so it's like a little children's room. Let me ask you this: is there a difference in that right there of a person being like, yeah, this is my house, totally normal, and one room's like, this is my nursery room, and it's like a baby's room and there's a fake baby in there, right? It's all decked out. Is that any different than like the crazy bitch who has like a Coca-Cola merchandise collection? And it's a whole room of Coca-Cola. I would almost prefer the Reborn baby room. If I sat there and like one of my dreams, I don't know why, I've always wanted a bathroom that's the Thing themed. On the floor, it's like fake snow and stuff, like weird light, like, you know what I mean? Is that any different than if this person doing that?
I think it's just the uncanniness of it. When I look at the Thing bathroom or Coca-Cola shelves, I know these are products, inanimate objects.
It gets weirder the more you have. Let me ask you this then. Here's the better one. It's 20 of each. 20 babies in cases where you're like, yeah, 20 babies. I've collected them, all kinds, whatever. All from various artists. I like this artist, blah, 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 right? Would you rather go into that room or the guy who has like Thanos, Naruto statues, and there's like 20 of those? Is there a difference between that? Because at that point, there's no difference.
I would say I'd prefer probably the Reborn, because they know it's like, I collect these because I like the artistry of it. Whereas the Thanos thing, I'd be like, okay, so you're like a nerd, like a comic book nerd.
So you're a nerd? Yeah, I'm gonna stick to the realistic baby. But even keeping them in like a glass case feels weird to me. I'm like, get them out. It's because it's too real, you know? I don't know. Many collectors don't stop at just one or two dolls, and some Reborners build large personal collections with dozens or even hundreds of dolls displayed in cribs, cabinets, and themed rooms. Now, see, if you're going into multiple rooms and it's like tons of cribs, that's creepy. It's scary. It'd be the same thing though. It's like because I've seen some YouTube videos of people being like, let me show off my anime statue collection or my comic book statue collection, and it's rooms of glass cases. To me, I'm like, that's insane. Like, yeah, it's a one-bedroom apartment. It's just like glass cases everywhere, which, wait, more power to you. When you're collecting them, I'm just saying, you're surrounded by it totally. Like,
It's in his bedroom, the bathroom, the kitchen.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so these are bathroom pieces. You're like, these collectors spend thousands of dollars on their dolls and will name each one, give them a specific personality and dress style. A collector named Mary Shortle claims to have over 500 Reborn dolls in her collection. And the creepiest kinds of videos you can find are the Reborn unboxing videos. Typically, when you order something, it comes in packing peanuts or bubble wrap. But for some Reborn babies, it's a whole different world. Your basic dolls always come dressed in a onesie and have a lot of wrapping around their head, obstructing their face. And inside the box, there are usually toys, diapers, and sometimes bottles. But that kind of unboxing is for babies who are already born. Some Reborners are interested in newborn babies, and those are shipped inside a silicone womb. It's kind of metal, dude, at the same time. It's like the ultimate alien blind box. When opening the box, you are expecting to cut open the womb and remove the baby. It's like those toys where it's like, oh, let's find our fossil in the sand or whatever. How sick is that? Goodbye.
What if it came with a whole Reborn woman?
Why aren't we there, dude? If it was like an Aztec sacrifice thing, thank you for your sacrifice. And you like take a knife, you're like, into the stomach. Slime all over it. And the woman screams. The voice box inside, but the face is just like this. Can you imagine all the collectors too? Like if you had 500, there's 500 dead bodies. I feel bad for throwing away. I need to bury him in the backyard. Sometimes sellers go to another level and include fluid and bloody placentas inside the womb. There's a great deal of artistic talent among reborners. That's true. And as a result, some organizations host competitions to determine who can create the most beautiful doll. Many times, these competitions are held at doll conventions, but there are also independent competitions as well. The Reborn Artistry Alliance is an elite group of reborn doll artists that host an annual competition. And these competitions have multiple categories, which include small, large, fantasy, cuddle, and any style reborn dolls. Within these broader categories, there are more specific ones such as best hair, most creative, best silicone, best photo, and rising star. To enter, artists must be at least 18 years old, be a member of the RAA, and submit an application or portfolio showcasing their experience in the reborn doll making field. In addition to these rules, entries must pay a fee and select a skill level that ranges from novice to prototype artist. If you win in your category, you receive a ribbon and a certificate. I think that's kind of sick, actually. It all sounds really legit.
Yeah.
It almost seems like, yeah, we brought home a ribbon. You'd be like, holy sh. Similarly to the RAA competition, the Doll Awards of Excellence is a similar event with numerous categories and specific entry requirements. This event differs from the RAA because it doesn't just focus on reborn dolls, but all dolls in general. While events like this celebrate all types of dolls, let's take a closer look at the types of reborn dolls. There's a lot of them. Buckle up. Maybe shock warning. I don't know. It looks like dead babies. I don't know what I'm supposed to tell you. If you're just getting into the hobby, the regular price for a reborn doll ranges from $90 to about $250. Those are the prices for entry-level dolls. Some collectors can spend thousands of dollars on single dolls, ranging from $1,000 to over $6,000. This most expensive reborn doll ever sold was a female infant doll for $22,000. It almost feels like they're buying like a racing horse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Will she compete?
Yeah.
She's a ribbon winner, I'll tell you that much. What's even more insane is that these are the prices for dolls that don't have any of the special heartbeat or breathing features. They're just straight up silicone dolls. And the online stores you buy them from are pretty insane too. Websites like reborns.com and beautifulbaby.com are two of the most popular stores where people buy from, as they offer thousands of babies to choose from. These websites serve as a large community hubs where users can share their latest creations, offer services like repairs and custom paintings, and respond to specific doll requests posted by others. The variety showcased on these platforms reflects the true diversity of the reborn doll community. Reborn dolls come in a wide range of sizes and shapes with numerous options available. It's no wonder the community is so large. You can buy newborn babies if it's your thing, but if you wanted, you could go back even further and buy small fetuses with their placentas. For fans of James Cameron, they can buy Navi dolls on Amazon. You want a baby Navi?
I want a Jake Sully.
Yeah, is he the one that's crippled with his legs don't work? Yeah, give me him before the transition. If fantasy is more your style, they have a fawn doll, which is a combination of half goat, half man, or you can even have a cyclops baby with one massive big ol' eye. A super popular kind of doll from this category is the centaur baby, with tons of listings and different sellers selling dolls of baby centaurs, from a newborn centaur to just a little baby centaur. I want a little baby fetus centaur in the womb that I get to stab open and pull out. Welcome to Earth, sucker.
Do you think people do that? Do like fetus newborns?
Dude, I don't even want to open that can of worms. Reborn dolls have a massive market among horror fans, as you can buy dolls of werewolves, vampires, Frankenstein, clowns, zombies, and even Gage Creed from Pet Sematary. The baby who got hit by a semi. The scene's pretty brutal. Show it! Each comes with a little accessory that match their respective movies. There are dolls for animal lovers as well. You can have baby monkeys, infant humanoid cows, and baby hedgehogs to add to your collection. And if all of that didn't satisfy your needs, they also have Christmas-themed dolls, including Cindy Lou Who, the Grinch, and Krampus dolls, all available for purchase. They also have babies with birth defects and disorders. You want a fetal alcohol syndrome baby? I don't drink, but I really want one. You can buy babies with cleft lips and others with Down syndrome, and even a conjoined twin baby. But not everyone sees the appeal of these dolls. This community is subject to a lot of criticism and ridicule because people are either weirded out by it or they just think it's cringe, which like every other fucking community on Earth, dude. For starters, some people believe that it is unethical for people to make these dolls so hyper-realistic because of hypotheticals like a predator getting hold of these or doing illegal activities with them. These criticisms have some merit, as there have been cases of predators using dolls for the exact purpose, which only makes the community look much worse. Most people learn about the community through memes and videos on TikTok and Twitter, but people often feel lost and are sometimes uneasy about seeing them in public. One woman was confused and weirded out when she saw a 40-year-old woman bring a Reborn doll to a dinner and have it sit next to her in a high chair. That person's probably going through some... I think that's one of the cases where it's not just a collector, is what I would assume. A Disney adult reborner made a video trying to defend her actions of bringing her reborn baby in a stroller to Disneyland because it's a part of her therapy. If you look at the comments, they are mostly unsupportive is a kind way of saying it. One family was almost torn apart after her husband was forced to choose between his wife's reborn business and his family's established business. Christina Keeler from Pennsylvania got into the reborn dolls as a form of therapy after losing a child during pregnancy. She loved her doll so much that she decided to open up her store and sell her creations. Her and her husband started a YouTube channel and began making content about their work of their reborn dolls. However, when their parents discovered their involvement with the reborn doll community, they were both disgusted and horrified. They gave their son an ultimatum: either stand with his wife and forfeit his place in the family business, or cut ties with the reborn world and secure his inheritance. He ultimately chose to support his wife and was subsequently fired from his family's business. What a king. Also, too, oh my god, Dad, please, could I sell ladders? Could I be in a paint business, Dad? I said, what the kind of choice is that? I'm going to support my wife. What is this? You can't be in the business with us. We're a glue family. There's a whole Reddit community called r/reborn doll cringe that constantly criticizes every aspect of reborn dolls. It's 81,000 members who constantly refer to reborners as mentally insane or make memes based on people's profiles. The subreddit also features parodies of reborners where users share intentionally bizarre or disturbing creations. They often use some techniques as traditional reborn artists, but apply them to craft their own twisted versions, which I do gotta say, it is pretty good. With the community already struggling to maintain a positive public perception, it becomes even more challenging to do so when there are reborn baby crimes. Because there are so many people buying and selling reborn dolls, scammers have emerged within the community, stealing thousands of dolls from buyers. I mean, a woman from Rockwood, Tennessee lost over $1,000 in an online scam while trying to buy a reborn doll. She had gotten into the hobby to cope with her disability, keeping her basically homebound, and having purchased a doll before, she was hoping to add another to her collection. She looked online and believed that she had found a reasonable price, but once she bought the doll, the seller kept adding new fees, like a $200 doll insurance and custom stamp fees for shipping. Once the price went over $1,000, she stopped sending the seller money and realized that she had just been scammed. That happens all the time. Yeah, anytime somebody's just like, oh, I need this more, just cut your losses immediately and be like, nah, dude, I'm good. Hey, Hunter's hack. Hunter's reborn baby or buying a baby off the dark web hack. Listen, if they don't just ship the thing out to you, just consider it a loss. Or how about the woman in the UK who scammed people by lying about having a stillborn baby to get money and sympathy? Back in 2009, an anonymous mother went online talking about how her pregnancy and how her baby was recently diagnosed with a rare disorder called which is when the brain does not split properly between two sides. And over the course of 9 months, the mother's story gained traction as thousands of people from religious websites followed her and sent her gifts and money. However, after the baby was born, the mother posted a picture that was later identified as a reborn doll by the doll's creator. The creator said, quote, "I've made that doll enough times that there's no mistaking it. I couldn't believe what she was trying to pull. It's outrageous that she would manipulate people like that." How f***ed up would that be? You know that a baby's not real and you're like, that's one of mine. Scamming is such a prevalent issue that multiple reborn shops online have warning plastered all over stating to be careful of scams within the community. The Reborn Artistry Alliance has created a comprehensive webpage featuring a list of websites to avoid, specific sellers to steer clear of, and various types of scams found throughout the community. On a different doll website, members post alerts about fraudulent business operating out of Guangdong, China to help others avoid unreliable sellers. And Chinese sellers are a big issue amongst reborners as they steal the work of others and sell cheap copies of the other dolls. Yeah, that's just Chinese 101, dude.
They do that with Apple.
Literally anything. And it's not just people online being fooled. Due to owners taking their dolls out in public, there have been numerous instances in which police believe a real baby was in danger and ended up wasting city resources responding to the doll. In 2008, Australian police were alerted to an unresponsive baby locked in a car. That's such a power move, dude. I'll leave it in the back. Like it's a 110-degree day. Windows rolled up, the baby's just in the back like this. Has the breathing machine in it, but the battery's going down, so it's like the voice box off. Unbeknownst to the police, the doll in the car was a woman's reborn doll. Police proceeded to burst open the window of the lady's new Hummer to try and save the baby, only to find it was fake. The aftermath of the incident is unknown. We had to put that detail in there. Her new Hummer, her bitchin' new wheels. And Another woman from the UK had her house broken into by police trying to save one of her reborn dolls after they were called to her home. Avo Pryor, who's a 44-year-old woman, had just finished taking pictures of a newly constructed doll for her online shop when she headed inside to visit a friend's house, leaving the doll on the floor. At the same time, her mother was trying to call her, unaware that her daughter had left her phone at their house. So she called the police. And when they showed up to the empty house, they saw the baby on the floor and broke in through the back door. Since then, the woman has had to put stickers on her house, on her windows that state, "There are reborn dolls in the house. Please don't break in my windows." We're giving actual monsters just be like, "The baby's crawling around in my house. Those are just reborn babies. Don't worry about them." Oh, okay. Yeah, the baby's in there. That's fine. In another incident, an unusual case emerged when New York City police were dispatched to Crochen Park in Queens because of numerous reports of a dead baby lying face down in the grass. When police arrived on the scene, they were greeted with what they thought was the body of a 3-month-old baby that was already blue and purple. See, they paint him that way. Why did they do that? Once the medical examiner arrived on the scene, it was determined it was a fake doll. Nobody knows who put the doll there, and police are still investigating who could have possibly done it. Could you imagine being a coroner and they're just like, "It's silicone."
Yeah.
They turned the baby into rubber? No, it's a doll. Oh.
Dude, that would fuck me up if I came on the scene. I saw a blue dead baby.
You know, you'd probably start smelling stuff too. Like your brain triggering, you're like, oh.
You would pick it up. I don't think you would register fully.
Well, listen, during this video, when we were like basically writing this document, one of the nurseries that we listed in here, we went to the Heavenly Touch Reborn nursery that was just outside of Kansas City. We drove there. It was driving distance. I really didn't know what to expect because listen, when you look online at these things, it's always people just being like, look at these dolls that look real. And they look like dead babies. Going in there, it could not have been a more positive experience. We got to talk to the owner, which I will say, walking in there at first, it is a bit uncanny. You kind of go in and you're just kind of taken back by everything. And also the owner was sitting there and she was painting a doll and it's like a fully naked giant red baby with its fucking balls out. And I was kind of like, oh, whatever. But it was just cool seeing the process of like, oh yeah. We asked her about what kind of clientele do you have? And she was awesome. She was like, oh no, it's mostly collectors. Social media likes to dramatize and oh, it's for people who are going through X, Y, and Z, which is probably true. But I think a lot of people, it's just the same shit with collecting Beanie Babies and stuff. And to be fair, the more time we spent in there and just talked to her and just kind of got a feel for how long she's been in business and stuff, the more normal everything became. So much so that by the end we were like, oh, this is sick. And we bought 2 of our own dolls. So without further ado, I would like to tell you of some of the newer additions to the Papa Meat family here. Beautiful baby Modine. Hello, baby. Go ahead, have a blinking contest with them. You'll win. I've tried many times. Look at him. He's a little pinky. He got a little hand. God damn, Modine, you gotta get your hair fixed up. You got burpee? You got burp? Modine, you got a burp? He loves this. This is his favorite game. And last but not least, joining our beautiful family is my little son, Pepper. Sorry, let me take off his deal. Look at him, Pepper. This is his happy dance. Oh, Pepper, look at you go. Pepper just loves to dance. I'm not even moving him. This is him doing it himself. Whoa! This is crazy. It's silicone. Let me tell you, we're talking about being a police officer and grabbing it. The silicone makes it feel like skin. I mean, the weight distribution, everything. It feels so real. The weight of everything, like when you're holding it, the head weighs a little more.
Look at his head. Look at all those veins. You gotta hold his neck. You have to hold his neck.
Get your leg! I'm easily about persistence! Motherfucker, go, dude. It's kind of fun, actually. So let it be written! So let it be done! Ooh, I'm creeping dead! Yeah! Whoa! Awesome. The world of reborn dolls is a fascinating and unique realm that boasts a large and tight-knit community of enthusiasts online and in the real world. They're often criticized for their behavior and sometimes rightfully so, but as we've learned, reborn dolls ain't your grandma's baby doll. They're much more than that. We will never truly understand what makes reborners so interested in these silicone dolls or how much bigger the community can get. Love it or hate it, the world of reborn dolls isn't going anywhere. Stay safe and God bless. Good night. Hey, let me get Pepper's cat back on. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.